Okie dokie then. Here we are again, and hopefully things will go at least as well with the golems, and much better with the...
Cobra! Crashing through the sky comes a fearful cry. Cobra!
G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there.
It's G.I. Joe against Cobra and Destro, fighting to save the day.
G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe!
Its purpose, to defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the
He
world.
never gives up, he'll stay till the fight's won. G.I. Joe will dare.
G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe's there.
Well, how about we just pretend that never happened? It's just another Manic Monday. I'm afraid we don't have an intro today because our ever-loving Alicia G has been the busiest of all possible bees, and so she really has not had time to go digging around in my latest and editing. But we can make up for that, because I have been guesting recently on an episode of The Grim Trials of Boss Goji that is at youtube.com/BossGoji. And also, Alicia, Goji, myself, and Daikanu, who you may also know from The Grim Trials, have done a podcast recently together. And that is on Alicia's own site, and I will put up a link to that in the captions, and also the description if I don't forget. So, as you may have seen in the caption last time, I had to talk to Dusk from her summon sign before I could find her gear, and so that's why I was not able to find it and did a very embarrassing thing last episode. But now I have talked to her, so that should be corrected, and indeed, I see the glowy item thing on the horizon there. Also, I had quite forgotten that the information about the other sealer whose belongings we found is right on the description of the remedy spell, so as soon as I get this squared away, we will have a look at that. Almost there. Village Corpse. The Crown of Dusk and the antiquated clothing. And we'll take a look at that as well when we get back to shore. Had a nasty little frame rate drop there for some reason. You know, given that Dusk is from a time long past, the glory days of Ulasil, and we have only been summoning her into the present day, I wonder if that's her corpse. That's kind of disturbing. Don't give up, skeleton! Anyway, back to shore. So, while I go mucking through the basin, how are you, internets? I'm actually feeling pretty okay today. I am full of teriyaki and tea smoothie, so yes, I am in fact a resident of the Seattle metro area. And I have 2 promising job leads. So that makes me a happy bunny. There is one hospital IT job that seems to want me rather badly, which is both nice for the promise of a decent income, and nice because, yeah, it's just good to feel wanted. I'm being guardedly optimistic because anything can go completely pear-shaped until there's a name on the dotted line, and it's always possible that they're just blowing smoke up my ass for whatever mysterious reason. But I'm hoping all is legitimate, and I will soon be gainfully employed. And if that fails, I have a slightly less good job that someone else seems to want me for, so, yeah, I got a couple opportunities for shit to fall through before I end up completely at ground zero again. So that's hopeful. And there were some things I was going to look at, so before I get off on too much of a tangent, let's go ahead and do that. First of all, the remedy spell. Sorcery of the Red-Robed Yulva, one of the sealers of New Londo. Reduce bleeding and poison buildup and undo various poisonous effects. One of New Londo's unique healing sorceries. perhaps she abandoned her sealer duty to take her healing arts back to Blighttown. Well, sorry to hear about you over there. You know, that does explain why we found the body of a sealer in Blighttown. She left her duty as a sealer in order to try and do something good for all the folks who had been laid low by the poison and disease that overtook Blighttown, and looks like she didn't make it. Kind of a sad story there. Oh, is this what I think it is? Yeah, this is where the prison tower comes out. If you beat up Havel the Rock and then come out this way, you end up right here, in the Darkroot Basin. So yeah, just an alternate path, one I don't usually use. In fact, I kind of forgot where the exit came out to. But that's what that is. Ah, and yes, the antiquated set. Have Salad do a little modeling for us. Let me get on a nice, slightly more level bit of ground. I suppose this will do. First off is the Crown of Dusk, which is actually quite a useful bit of headgear in certain situations. Blessed by all manner of magic, this raises the power and effect of the wearer's magic, but the damage suffered by magic attacks also rises. So it's sort of a magical double-edged sword. It increases your magic damage for offensive spells, but you also take more damage from damaging spells. So when you're going to be using magic, it can be especially useful if you're against an enemy that does not inflict any magical damage, because then you get nothing but benefit. We'll go ahead and put that on, just to show off the whole outfit. And the antiquated dress. It's really nothing all that special. It gives you some nice curse resistance, but other than that, it's not very protective, as you would expect. And the antiquated gloves and skirt, I'll go with that. And Salad is now the prettiest girl at the prom. I like the way this contrasts with the Great Shield and the Scythe, so I think I'm going to go ahead and wear this for a little while. Maybe we'll go back to the sealer gear later, maybe we won't. But for the time being, I feel like being a pretty princess. Oh, and there you can see from the Dusk Crown, under my stamina bar there, I have a little scroll upward icon kind of dealy. That is indicating that my magic offensive ability is raised. And this is going to take me into Darkroot Garden. Where the heck is the path back up? It's got to be around here somewhere. So you can tell how often I actually go back in the same direction. Not a thing I do often. Is this it? Definitely maybe? Yes, I think so. So, our next destination is going to be right back where it all began. We're going to be making a return trip to the Undead Asylum. Because after you have left for Lordran and then come back to the Undead Asylum, there are some new things you can find there. And a new boss. And it's all optional. This is not something you ever have to do for any reason. But, you know, for LP purposes it's a good thing, and there are some things there that I want. And I think the boss should be fairly manageable at this level. There's an item in the Undead Asylum that is very helpful for Blighttown, but I usually end up going to Blighttown first anyway, because I like having some additional levels and gear improvements for that optional boss. Oh, and there's also a friend that we can meet in the Undead Asylum who will have some goodies for us. Not a friend that we ever see, but one that will be helpful to us nonetheless. It occurs to me I probably have enough souls to gain a level, but that can wait for the moment. We don't have the bonfire at the Firelink Shrine anymore, but we do have one at the Undead Asylum that should be easy enough to get to. Oh, that guy bonking me with his hollow shield reminds me, I don't think I ever showed off the shield bash. You may recall how the R2 button, when you are wielding a standard or small shield, is the parry command. Well, when you are rocking a great shield, you cannot parry, and the R2 is replaced with the shield bash. So you can just whack people with your shield if the spirit so moves you, but I don't think this is actually all that useful. And what we're actually going to need to do here, by the by, is get off the ladder between floors. Not ladder, get off the elevator between floors. I find this a little easier and safer to do on the upward trip than I do on the down, so that's why I'm doing a full downward trip and then doing it on the rebound. Because every now and then I screw up the timing if I do it. Well, I just screwed up the timing anyway. But that's alright. Because it don't cost nothing to try again. A little disoriented there. So yeah, we just need to step off the ladder. Why do I keep saying ladder? Off the elevator, between floors, and this is where we need to be. Okay, there is a thingy over there that I will be needing. But first we're going to have to make this jump here. But fortunately, it is not deadly if I screw it up. Hurts a good bit, though. Oh, I remember where this is. This is where you end up if you fall under the elevator. I still got no time for skeletons. I could handle them much more easily now, but why? Still chasing me? I don't think so. Hi, Framped. Okay, second verse. Hopefully better than the first. Wait, what the hell am I even doing? That's not what I want to do. I want to land on that little buttress there. I'm sorry, my memory is failing me in strange ways. I think I'm just gonna cube wipe on back up to that. Okay, that turned into a roll and not a jump, but it did work. And this is where you're supposed to land. I don't know what possessed me to think that I was supposed to land on the grassy knoll over there, but no, this is what I was supposed to do. Okay, gotta remember my way around here. Job number 1 is to get the sparkly there, because we are going to need that where we're going. A key for the Undead Asylum. Imagine that. The Undead Asylum is a giant undead prison, segmented by countless iron bars. But even if a hero found a key in Lordran to liberate this prison, would he have the means or the heart to ever come back? Well, I don't know who this he is, but Salad's got the heart. Salad's got the touch, and Salad's got the power, and Salad's got to make that jump again. And I gotta say, the The jerky face combined with the elegant, almost wedding-like dress makes a hell of a contrast. Damn it, Salad. Okay, good. We've got our key. And now we can make our proper return trip to the asylum. Down there you see the monstrous raven, as black as a tar barrel. It has been theorized that this raven has some connection to Velka, ravens being a symbol of Velka's. And some have theorized that it might even be Velka herself. Oh god, I did it all wrong. On the bright side, landing here reminded me that there is a shiny over here that I forgot all about. And it's kind of a shitty one. Oh well. Oh hey, I just noticed another thing right around kind of the corner here on the right from Framped. There's another corpse, who also has a kind of a shitty treasure. Oh well, we're being thorough. Okay. We're back up in the crumbling tower here, and let's see if hopefully I can cease playing like quite such a complete imbecile. Yes, we need to go around the outer curve here. Very good. You're kidding me. Okay, folks, you know the drill by now. Up the tower, looking down upon the monstrous raven that may or may not be Velka or some servant thereof. Oh, words escape me. This may be a new height I'm setting here in clumsy Dark Soulsing, but I can only hope that I'm a little more competent when it comes to the boss. Anyway, what we need to do here is go fetal and just hang out like that for a little while. Yeah, Salad, that pose is entirely appropriate for the kind of gameplay I've been showing here. I feel your pain. Don't pay us any mind, we're just an egg. Alright, as we departed the asylum, so shall we return. We can just wad ourselves back up in the nest there if we want to go back anytime. I'm just going to take a moment to deal with the torch-bearing hollows here, and then there's something else in this immediate area that we're going to want to investigate, and it also involves a nest. I think there might be a treasure somewhere off to the right or something that we weren't able to reach before, but I may be completely pulling up a false memory there. And I don't really see anything shiny, so I'm gonna guess that's a no. Oh yeah, there's that developer message from the very beginning. Anyway, somewhere right over here we can walk out to another precariously placed nest.
You, give me warm, give me soft.
Now, thus far, every Souls game has had some sort of bird woman who asks you for things, and you can place things in her nest and trade them for things of greater value. In Demon Souls, very few of them have official names, but in Demon Souls there was one who had been fan nicknamed Sparkly the Crow, who wanted things that were sparkly and twinkly. This one is known among the community as Snuggly the Crow, who wants warm things and soft things. And in Dark Souls 2 you have the officially named twins, Dinah and Tillo, who want things that are silky smooth. Anyway, the way you trade here, you can drop things in the nest and then either zone out of the area and then back, or you can just quit and reload, which is what I'll be doing. And of course I will cut out the quit and reload times. And you can any item that's on her trade list that qualifies as soft and warm, you can trade her one, but she will not do repeat trades. So let us begin with moss. Something that's rather nice is that she will trade for each type of moss. So we can trade her one blood red, one purple, and one blooming. And each of those, well, the blood red and the purple are each worth 1 twinkling titanite, and a blooming purple is worth 2 twinkling titanite. That should have worked. Oh, that's right, I don't know that she comments on it in this version.
You, give me warm, give me soft.
Yeah, we know. And there's one Twinkie. I have to unequip that before I can drop them.
You, give me.
There's 2 Twinkies.
You, give me.
And there's our 2-pack of Twinkies. Alright, Snuggly, what else do you trade for? Ah, yes, the sunlight medal. I don't think this would be soft, but I suppose it has a decent chance of being warm.
You, give.
And for that, we get a white titanite chunk, which I will probably have little use for over the course of Salad's career, but if you're into the divine type of weaponry, that is certainly a good trade. Let's see, a cracked red eye orb, that is something else that she will trade for.
You, give me.
We get some purging stones. Probably not something we'll need a lot of, as I'm very careful about being cursed, but yeah, good to have. You would think an eyeball might be warm and soft, but no, she won't trade for that. She will, however, make a trade for the vermifuge. It's our last one, but I can always hit up Eggy for some more of those if the need arises. Not bad at all. Let's see, what's next on the barter list? Ah, Snuggly, I've got something warm and soft for you.
Give me...
Grogan for a Demon Titan Knight? Sold. Let's see. She's not interested in soul items, but she will make a trade for humanity.
Give me...
A Ring of Sacrifice. Now, humanity is not a thing to be lightly given away, but we can always get more of that. Ring of Sacrifices are a little harder to come by. If you don't recall, the Ring of Sacrifice is the thing that we can wear that will let us die once without losing any souls. And twin humanities are even harder to part with, but
Give me...
for that we get a rare Ring of Sacrifice, which works just like the not-so-rare but still rather rare one, except that it will save you from being cursed as well as a normal death. And we can also make an excellent trade for an honest-to-God pile of rubbish.
Give me...
A chunk. Excellent trade. Something literally useless for something that can only be had through rare drops for the most part, and we're going to need plenty of them before our journey is through. And also, it's not only consumable items that Snuggly will trade for. You may recall that the description of the sack specifically mentions how cozy it is. Well, warm and soft, so let's see what she thinks.
Give me...
And that gets us the Demon's Great Hammer. This is quite a potent Great Hammer, which can also be had by defeating the Asylum Demon at the beginning of the game without recovering your equipment, which is easiest to do in a new game if you've taken Black Fire Bombs as your gift. But this is just another way you can come by that particular item. Nothing we'll use, but nice to have. And that is the majority of the trades. There are a few more that we don't have the item for at this time, but maybe we'll do those later, maybe we won't. But in any case, if you try and trade her something you've already traded...
No, not that...
As I was saying...
No, not that one. Enough. Enough.
If you try and trade something you've previously traded, she just tells you she's got enough of that, and you can just take your thing back. And if it's something completely inappropriate...
No. That, no. That, no warm. That, no soft.
So yeah, that's Snuggly the Crow, albeit not officially Snuggly the Crow. I think there will be a couple more hollows in here. And you want to stay away from the middle of the room if you're going for the bonfire. Because if you walk through the middle of the room, something will happen. And we'll see that in just a bit. But first, bonfire. This isn't a bonfire I'll be making much use of, so I think I'm going to save my humanity for the moment. I am, however, going to level up because it occurs to me I have enough souls to do so. Let's see, what'll it be, what'll it be? Let's bump the endurance again. You're gonna need lots of that in the long term. So yeah, I think I'll just leave my Estus at 8 for the moment. If we head in this way, we can kind of work our way back through. And I want to check something first. Is there any other way I can go here? Just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything important. But I don't believe I am. Ow. Okay, back to business. Now, in some places in the return trip to the asylum, there are black knights now lurking in a couple of spots. Don't really remember where they are, so I will just have to play it cautious. Oh, there goes my cell phone, but I'm not going to answer it right now. I just forgot to silence it. Hey, there's someone hanging out over there. Looks kinda like the asylum demon we fought back at the beginning. Couldn't be anything to that, could there? Ah, speaking of that Black Knight that I was warning about just a moment ago. Give your back to me. No, not your sword, your back. Ow. Not as bad as they used to be, but Black Knights will still hit you pretty good. Keep forgetting they follow up that shield bash. Oh, come on. Don't you like being backstabbed? Don't we all? I mean, I could win this the slow way, but it's a little bit boring. Can't seem to hit that backstab. No, you don't. At least they don't carry any Sunny D. For some reason, with Black Knights, I just have the worst time finding that sweet spot. And the worst time remembering that they can follow up that shield bash. Looks like I might be kindling that fire after all. Ha! Didn't catch me napping that time. Can't seem to get his back, though. Alright, I could use a chug. Very good. There we go! That's where the magic happens. And a red chunk. Interesting. Much like the white chunk that I got from Snuggly, not something I'm likely to get a lot of mileage out of, but, you know, better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And if I'm not mistaken, this is where we began the game. And now we find in our old cell a peculiar doll, which I think should appear under key items. There we go. There was once an abomination who had no place in this world. She clutched this doll tightly, and eventually was drawn into a cold and lonely painted world. Interesting. but I'm sure that'll have no further significance. Okay, given what a dog's breakfast I made out of that Black Knight, we might as well double up and spark this bonfire so I can get a hearty serving of Estus. And as a bonus, we will once again get to gaze on Salad's beautiful silky face. I've never been invaded in the asylum. I'm not sure whether or not it can happen. Well, we shall see in due course. There's a little more exploration that I need to do before the boss. Yeah, I see you. I don't think you can sneak by me. We'll explore down this way as well. That place we fled from the demon and got our, whatchamacallit, our, equipment. Our starting gear. And, of course, our shield. Oh, I see a buddy. Anything in here? I don't believe so. Nope, just where we found our shield before, if I'm not mistaken. This is really kind of a sneaky move, the way they put the Black Knights in these narrow paths. Very nearly opened myself to disaster there. Let's lure him into where we have a little... you know what? I'm in the water here, and I don't like that. I was doing better in the hallway. Actually, no, I could take him back up to the courtyard, but then I would run the risk of triggering the boss fight, and I don't want to do that. So we'll just do this the slow and cautious way. Would be a little speedier if we could bleed these guys, but they don't bleed for whatever reason. Wow, that was quite a hit. Well, can't quite work my way around this gentleman. There we go. And another red chunk. I'd rather have plain old gray chunks, but you can't always get what you want. Something over here? No. Trick of my eye. Wait a minute. Oscar. You remember Oscar of, I forget where he's from. But anyway, you know Oscar, the guy we met at the beginning who gave us our very own Estus flask and told us to get out of here because he was dying and didn't want to hurt us after death? Well, we can't really tell for sure because he's got so much armor covering his whole body, but I do believe poor old Oscar's gone hollow. Well, we can put him out of his misery. I think he'd probably want it that way. Don't you try and kick my shield. So long, Oscar. You've helped us greatly, and I hope you're in a better place. And we get his crest shield. Ah, Astora. Oscar of Astora. That's what I was looking for. And the crest shield greatly reduces magic damage. Indeed it does. I think fully upgraded it has one of the best, if not the best, magic defense of any shield in the game. Decent fire defense as well, and a 100% physical block. Stability's not brilliant, but overall, a nice enough shield. So, this way was it that we came from? Yes, it was. Okay. So there's somewhere else we can go with our new key from Firelink Shrine that we couldn't go before, I believe. I think this might be it. Or not. That's where we came in. And Oscar's little hole in the wall. Is there anywhere we can go from here? That's a negative. So it must be up this way or possibly down that way. Hey, a locked door. Or at least a closed door. Okay, this just leads back into the courtyard, so that wasn't what I was looking for. Maybe up this way. Oh, God, I didn't realize that trap reset. Well, live and learn. I know there is somewhere around here that we can go with our new key. I just can't remember where the hell it hides. Right here, I believe, is where we did our plunging attack onto the Asylum Demon. I think this is that door. No, you don't. I know how to deal with shield guys. There we go. This is the new stomping grounds. The new hotness, if you will. And the rusted iron ring. That's what I wanted. I'm still wearing the old witch. That's not doing me any good at this point. Rusted iron ring improves balance on poor footing. Terribly rusted and faintly stained with blood. Those who find this strange ring to their liking will be pleased to find it easier to gain footing on poor ground, such as swamps. So yeah, we could run around the the Blighttown swamp without being bogged down and losing our mobility if we were wearing that. So that's the thing that's very helpful for Blighttown, but nah. I like coming here after Blighttown. So what would be good to put on in place of the, whatchamacallit, Ring of the Evil Eye is not going to be helpful for a boss fight. Actually, nothing that I have is going to be all that helpful for a boss fight, so I guess I'll just put on the Blue Tear Stone for lack of any better ideas. So we will just head on back out to the courtyard. Can I get out this way? Nope, that's a negative. Not that way either, but we can go down here and through, I do believe. Yep. So I'm a rest up. Maybe attune some different magic. And then we will try that boss fight out. Oh, also, I may not be remembering correctly, because that's always a thing with me, but if I am remembering correctly, the antiquated set, what you see is what you get. You can't actually upgrade that in any way. So what have I got attuned? Okay. We're looking for a boss fight here, so we're gonna want that power within. And, what kind of Titanite does this take? Oh, it takes Twinkling. That's nice. Let's go ahead and upgrade that Crest Shield some. That is actually quite good for this boss fight. Gonna need some more souls in my tank, but I believe I have some consumables that I have not used yet. That's not going to give us a whole lot, but it should be enough for one more level of the crest. Actually, it has that effect on the stability. It's helping. Okay, and now I have neither enough souls nor enough Twinkies to take that any further, but yeah, I think we're fairly loaded for bear. And the reason the Crest Shield is good for this boss fight is it has some nasty magic attacks, which means I'm also going to want to take off that Dust Crown. Let's see, what would be good? What's got good magic defense? Gargoyle Helm's pretty good. And the Mask of the Sealer is even better. Let's see, that was 12, and the Gargoyle Helm was... where was that? Oh wait, no, 15, that is better. Okay. I understand what numbers mean, I promise. So now we look completely ridiculous. But we're still fast rolling. So this is going to be our Battle Maiden attire. Beautiful stuff. We'll just make sure the hollows out here are sufficiently pacified, and then we'll take on an optional boss. Now, some fall damage is going to happen here, and that is not avoidable, but we'll just have to try and recover it as soon as we get an opportunity. So, job number 1, power within. Oh, wait, you know what? I gotta put on a catalyst so I can throw up my magic weapon in a great hurry. The hell is my catalyst? Oh, there it is. I'll just go ahead and use the Ulysseal one. I don't know if it has any actual effect on the potency of magic weapon, but just in case. Power within, activated. Magic weapon, activated. And this boss is vulnerable to bleed, so hopefully we'll get a little extra love out of our great scythe that way. And yep, we've got a new butt demon. This time it is the Stray. Chug. Oh my god, he one-shot me! Not good! Okay, note to self, do not take that one on the chin. But, yeah, he, in addition to just whacking you with it, with his big old hammer, he can also create magic blasts. That's why I like having the Crest Shield here, even though its stability is not quite as good. Now, the dealie with this gentleman is you want to stay behind him as much as possible, because you don't want to try and block that magic from the front, because it will actually hit you from behind. And also, he can't hit you as readily if you're behind him and whack you silly with the club, but the AoE of his Magic Blast does hit a bit behind him, so you do want to have a care about that. Want to get some repeated hits in if I can. Oops. In order to take advantage of that bleed bonus. And he does have a butt drop, just like the original Butt Demon. And close in, he may miss you. That's always good when you can have it happen. Oop. Quick, quick, quick. Hurry, Salad. Hurry, hurry. Very good. Took that with the Crest Shield, so I didn't lose too much health. Always a plus. Alright, got the bleed bonus. That's always a pleasure. You go ahead and Magic Blast all you want. I'm just going to stay the hell away from it. Yeah, bleed damage really messes this guy up. So, very good thing when you can take advantage of it. Especially when it's augmented by Magic Weapon. Power Within is worn off now, but I reapplied Magic Weapon, so that's still going strong. Mind the blast area, Salad. Good night, sir! We get our humanity, we get our bone, and I don't believe it's a guaranteed drop, but he does have a very high percent chance of dropping a Titanite Slab, which is the ultimate upgrade item for the regular upgrade path. That takes the weapon all the way up to level 15. And besides the soul bonus, which is always nice, the slab is really the main reason to come fight the Stray Demon. You really don't have to do it in order to leave this place. Because even if you come back to the Undead Asylum, which you also don't have to do, you can always just take the Velka Express on back to Firelink. Okay, that's my cell, so that's not the way I want to go. Overall, aside from that that initial being one-shotted, that didn't go too badly at all. I usually have more trouble dealing with his Magic Blasts, so guess I kinda didn't realize just how nasty his physical damage could be. But bleed is very good. When it comes to dealing with butt demons, it is another reason that I am not at all unhappy that you kind folks gave me this scythe to play with. But yeah, the rusted iron ring is certainly nice to have in places, and I am definitely going to need that peculiar doll sometime in the future, so in addition to LP purposes, some good reasons for coming back here. Nevermore. What the hell is it with me and gravity today? Be very cautious about this now, because my god. Alright then. Larry, do I have enough for one of your upgrades?
Oh, hello there. I'm pleased to see you safe, as always. If you provide the materials, I can teach you pyromancy.
I always feel bad about that, that whole, not telling you how to further your pyromancy career thing, so I want to pay you as much as I can. Alright. Pyromancy Flame at plus 12. Little by little, we are getting to the time when we can have Quilana fully upgrade it for us into its next form. And you know, pre-editing, I'm right up about an hour 15 minutes of gameplay, just because of all the times I fucked up involving gravity. But I'd feel a little silly at this point doing nothing but getting Dusk stuff and doing the Asylum return trip and all the snuggly trades. So I'm gonna see if we can do a little bit of Sense Fortress. Maybe just the ground floor and the basement. Now you'll see right away there's a spot on the floor ahead of me that seems to be a little bit raised. Yeah, if you're thinking trap trigger, you're right on. One thing that Dark Souls tends to reward a lot is observance. And here we find our first manserpent, and our second manserpent. These are fairly tough customers, but I may be able to take out one or two of them with the trap if I can time it right. Okay, one of them took all 3 darts, which is what the trap activates. And 3 darts is enough to kill one. These folks have a very large sword, which they can sometimes drop, and which is an excellent strength weapon. They are thankfully backstabbable. They can also bite you with their snaky heads. In addition to their power, one of the major dangers of them is if you don't backstab them, they are quite resistant to physical attacks. So it's nice if you have an elemental weapon to do a little more damage to them. We do not have that luxury, but with backstabs and a little care, we should be able to handle ourselves. And a nice soul item. Perhaps, after one more foe, we will head back and see if we've got another level up in us. There, up there, I believe, is one of the female snake people. Maybe female, we don't know for sure, but they look kind of feminine to me. So, what I'm gonna do is take a shot at her, get her attention, so hopefully she will fall off the cliff before she can start taking magical pot shots at me. Let's see, where is she? That, I believe, is her. There we go. Oopsie daisy. You're not gonna fall off the cliff, are you? Alright, fine. The Eagle Shield, by the way, has rather good lightning protection, so it's not bad at all for dealing with folks like that. Naturally, getting hit with one of these scythes is not a good idea. They will hurt you quite a bit, and if the scythe impact doesn't kill you, it's a fairly good chance the additional fall damage, when it knocks you into the basement, will. So we will treat those with respect. Fortunately, this first round of pendulums, they're far enough apart that you can stop between each one of them. Later we will see some that are a bit closer together, and that'll be a larger problem for us. We'll have to be careful with this man-serpent here, because we've got him on a narrow path, and scythes below us, or rather, pendulums behind us. I keep calling them scythes, but pendulums is really more appropriate. Also gotta watch that stamina. And we're being shot at by the serpent ladies, so that's a danger as well. Oh, got the backstab! And booted him off the bridge for good measure. Nice. Alright. Before I get into position to start dumping souls on the floor, I'm going to see if I can't make my way back to the bonfire and do a level. If we don't have enough right on our person, then the consumable soul I picked up in the entryway should do it. Ho ho! Just enough. Very nice. Put a little more pepper on that scythe of ours. And I'd feel better having a source of magical damage with me. We won't need power within right away, so Great Combustion, you're back on the team. I'm not sure if the trap will have reset at this point, but never hurts to try. Also, I seem to have somehow only aggroed one of the... Nope, there they are. Both of them have gotten annoyed at my presence, and holy shit did that hurt. Yeah, this is kind of an unoptimal situation. Their timing is far from synchronized. Well, we will just have to treat this with caution. Try not to get our guard broken down. Okay, one down. That'll make life quite a bit easier. Thought I was in great position for a backstab there, but no cigar. Oh, forgot they have a backswing. Good to know. Yeah, you can probably tell my retention of Dark Souls enemy behavior is not the best ever. Okay, and before I call it a day, I'm going to see if I can't maybe explore the basement a bit. And down over here on this side, yep, that sure is a Titanite demon. Plunging attack, huh? Could I actually survive that? Well, I don't have any humanity in storage and not a whole lot of souls to lose, so what's the harm in trying, I ask you? That might have worked if I hadn't missed. Clearly I would have survived the fall. Also, once again showing my poor retention, I had forgotten that the Sin's Fortress basement floor is covered in tar, and makes it real hard to walk. Fortunately, we have just the thing recently acquired for that. Let me just deal here with Sir Hiss and Squire Rattletail. The trap is definitely reset. I saw the tile up. And that time, the third dart hit a different Snake Man, so we won't get an immediate kill, but damage is welcome. We like damage. Also, they seem to be nicely synchronized up. So that's good too. Oop, watch that stamina, watch that distance. We do our little block and counter dance. Just the way I like it. Like to have a little more room to work my way around them, go for a backstab, or maybe at least a few extra regular attacks, but in narrow spaces, you do what you can. Okay, I got my rusted iron ring around, so I can actually make a move on this guy now if I need to. Let's see if we can hit that plunging attack if I come at it from the side here. And the answer is yes. Holy crap cakes. Let's try not to die. And fail. There is a reason, by the way, I was staying in that corner and trying not to move around too much. The basement has no less than 4 Titanite demons in it. I don't remember exactly how they're situated, and I wanted to make sure I did not attract the attention of any of the other 3 while I was dealing with the first one. Say hello to the twins again. Dart one to death. That's what I like to see. These guys are sometimes a little clumsy about turning to face you in time before you can work your way around and take a shot at their back. But they do have shields, even if they're much more aggressive than defensive. And none of them want to be dropping their swords today, but yeah, that's basically alright because I'm not using great swords anyway. Alright, Titanite Demon. Take 3. Okay, we got the chug off. That's gonna help matters. Watch my stamina. But the Eagle Shield, with its lovely stability, will help me not lose so much of that. Get over here. Guard broken. Gotta be careful of that. One nice bit of news is, the Titanite demons in this area, just like most Titanite demons, do not respawn. So once this guy's dead, he's dead for good. Not surprisingly, we cannot bleed them. But this guy's almost gone. Okay, very nice. Top ourselves up. A nice bonus of souls there. There are more Titanite demons elsewhere in the basement, but I'm not going to worry about them just now. In fact, I'm going to leave the basement entirely, but if we take this exit, we will find a place that we could not get to directly from the entrance. First of all, we can find a soul item. Always nice to have. Hidden door leading out of the basement. I believe this is the only proper exit from the basement area. And this is going to lead us up to an entry that, or an area rather, that cannot be accessed any other way. Now, you remember when I rang the 2 bells of awakening, and we saw a giant using a chain to lift the gate to Sen's Fortress? This is that guy. He did kind of help us out, and I imagine he was only doing his job guarding the roof of Sen's Fortress, but we are going to slay him anyway. Now, these giants, what you want them to do is throw this tantrum, because if you get caught in it, that's very bad, but that also leaves them vulnerable for a good while. Optimally, I would not have gotten caught in the tantrum and had my guard broken, but, yeah, you do want to bait that and then stay away from it, because their other attacks are really dangerous, and it doesn't take them that long to recover from them. See, I can get a hit in, but then he can go ahead and do another attack right away that would quite possibly one-shot me. Go on, throw your tantrum. Oh, goodness. Badly timed rolls. Bane of my existence. And one of the reasons I do so much shield tanking. Because my roll timing is not the most pro in the world. Oh, shit. Stay away from me! Alright, that's what we like. Let's see if we can chop him down before he can recover from his little emotional outburst. And indeed we did. And for our troubles, a very nice soul reward. And a chunk. That chunk is a guaranteed drop, by the way, whereas most Titanite chunk drops are random. Random and uncommon. So a guaranteed chunk, always a positive development. And the giant who opened the gate for us is not a respawning enemy, so unfortunately we cannot farm chunks from him. But to be fair, that would make parts of the game and certain upgrade situations much too easy. So I do not blame you, FromSoft. Now, we are just leveling like crazy people here. I think we have just about enough souls to get another level, and with our consumables on hand, we will have enough. Whew, 5,000. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's round up Dex to a nice 20 so we can do nice big stacks of damage. Yep, yeah, I think that'll do for the time being. And I do apologize for my gravitational issues, meaning we didn't actually accomplish all that much today. But, we got introduced to Snuggly, and we did make it through the Undead Asylum. Didn't have too much trouble with the Stray Demon, aside from some initial mishap. So, yeah, I think that'll do for a start. Next time on I Played a Thing, Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition, we will do Sen's Fortress in full. It has been a pleasure as always. I thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Oh, and by the way, one new patron, thank you very much for joining the campaign. Just wanted to remind folks that I will be updating the acknowledgement list monthly, so thank you, and you will see your name added to the list when the next round of patron charges go through. Thank you all again, whether you're contributing or not. As I've mentioned many a time, I am glad to have you along no matter what. So until next time, be good to yourself when nobody else will. And once again, I would like to extend special thanks to our specially generous souls, Justin Carpenter, Nolden, Anonymous Benefactor, Canis, Daniel Barkalow, Zangamar, the God of Chicken and Fries, Joseph Coco, Johnny Millennium, Chibi UFO, Patrick Bellinger, and Misha Van Doren. Take care, everybody, and see you soon.